What is up, you guys? Tom here. And today, honestly, I want to drop down and start talking a little bit about negativity bias. Guess what? You all got it. Even if you don't think you got it, you got it. Uh, and it's wired into us, right? I'm reading this awesome book called Neurodharma. I think a lot of you would love it. But Rick Hanson, the doctor writing it, right? He uses this awesome analogy of carrots and sticks, right? Evolutionarily, historically, we were always either seeking carrots or looking to avoid sticks. Now, if you don't get a carrot today, you can find a carrot tomorrow. If you don't miss every single stick coming at you today, that's it. Whack! No more carrots. You're done. Um, Super simple analogy, but so on point, right? So we're hardwired to look for the bad. We're hardwired to constantly scan for everything that could potentially kill us in the environment, right? And then so we overfocus on it, we over exaggerate it, and each and every single time that we're getting triggered, we're getting all this cortisol, adrenaline rushing into us. That sensitizes your amygdala, right? That's the emotional part, the seed of fear, as they say, of the brain. And it desensitizes your hippocampus to a large degree. Now, your hippocampus actually helps to downregulate your amygdala, so that's a 2-for-1 punch, right? Like you're oversensitizing the part that's going to keep you scanning for all the bad, reacting to all the bad, and you start desensitizing parts of the brain that would do otherwise, right? And I want to give you guys this example of someone who, for example, experiences a truly traumatic event. And imagine a soldier, for example, walking around, beautiful, sunshiny day, clear skies. Maybe in the distance he hears kids laughing, playing. Suddenly, a bomb goes off, right? And so your body, your brain, take all of those somatic experiences, all those sights, sounds, smells, and they wire that into your memory. Because what happens is our brains tend to remember the things that move us emotionally, okay? And so that sudden intense fear and panic gets wired into us. Now, conversely, this also works with positive emotions, and that's really that's the hopeful thing here, right? Like that's where I'm getting at. Like I want you guys to know that you can wire into positive, and you can get yourselves out of this negativity loop. Because negativity. I mean, what was it? 83%. 83% of illness is either exacerbated, started, or facilitated by negative thoughts, right? I would venture to say it's probably even worse than that, honestly, because like upwards of 90% of doctors' visits are the result of stress. Stress. So, learning how to actually start to become aware of all of these negative thought loops that are constantly playing in the background. So I just hope you see that it was a pretty adaptive mechanism. We needed it to survive, but now it's causing all these other issues, right? Yeah, like we don't have as many sticks coming at us nowadays. Now we can focus more on finding those carrots, but like we're still wired for it. We're still wired for it, and so, A, you gotta become aware of it. That's key, right? You can't change what you're not even conscious of. B, you guys gotta get yourselves into neutral. Get yourself into neutral because it's kind of hard to go from feeling really bad to really good right away. I mean, you can, I guess. You can, but it's not as easy, right? So get yourselves into neutral first, right? And then you can start to shift gears, do things differently. I've been using a lot of car analogies. I never noticed that. I've been talking about this in this whole time when I've been explaining it to people using those car analogies. Anyway, anyway, um, become aware, shift into neutral, and then shift gears. Yes. Get yourselves out of autopilot into the driver's seat. Let's keep it going with the current analogies. Get yourselves into the driver's seat. And with that, you need practice, right? Like if it's so wired into us, you got to practice to get yourselves out of it. And that's something that we can all work on every single day because neuroplasticity, right? Our brains are constantly changing, constantly rewiring themselves. So let's start to rewire and wire in positive experiences, positive emotions, positive thoughts. So that way you start to make that your natural default. Okay? That becomes your natural default. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this in the past. One of the best things to do is just start the morning off, set the tone for the day with a gratitude practice. Wake up, get centered, get grounded, start thinking about things you're grateful for, and start feeling. Key word here, feeling again. What does the brain wire in? It wires in intensity, right? So it's a very emotional experience. Again, it could be positive or negative. That's what gets wired into us. That's what the brain wants to focus on. It's like, oh well, this provoked something inside me. Okay, I definitely need to remember this, right? And it actually gets wired into our bodies. It's a somatic experience, and so start wiring the positive. And be gentle with yourselves. I can't express this enough. It's not your fault that you're not feeling good. That you're feeling anxious or stressed or depressed. It's not your fault. You're like, it's just a biological thing. But you're not the victim of your biology, right? Like you can empower yourselves to start to shift things. You can shift brainwave activity. You can shift your biochemistry just by altering the kind of things you're thinking, the kind of things you're feeling, the kind of things you're doing in your life. Right? Because guess what? You start to shift the mind, your behavior starts to shift, your decisions, your actions. You start eating right, you start moving, you start exercising. So, you're going to pick one practice to start doing. Because first, we got to learn how to practice being present, being aware, noticing what's actually going inside us, noticing what thoughts we're feeling, what thoughts we're thinking, what emotions we're feeling, right? Become aware of it. And then you start to shift. Guys, thoughts are powerful. They're so powerful. But guess what? When we start to actually also articulate, verbalize, what we speak is 10 times more powerful than the thoughts we're thinking. So guess what? If we're constantly consuming negative information, constantly watching media, constantly watching the news, and then we start talking about it. We're talking about all the things that are going wrong in our lives, talking about all the things that we're not happy about. Talking about it amplifies it, magnifies it by like 10 times in intensity. Okay? So we have to also become aware of the things that we're saying. Because we get caught up in gossip super easy, don't we, guys? Start doing all these other different things. It's so easy to talk about the negative. Right? It was actually a funny thought that occurred to me very recently was negativity gives us a sense of solidarity. And that gives us this perceived sense of connection. Like, oh, we're all going through it. Let's all complain. Let's all focus and talk about all the bad things going on because like that gives us a sense of connection. Now, if we're seeking connection, why not just seek the connection and take the negativity part out of it? So give that some serious thought. With that being said, what you're going to start to do is practice becoming aware. Like that's step one, right? Just become aware. So definitely wire positivity into your day. Start giving yourselves reasons and excuses to feel good. Focus on the good. Focus on the things you're grateful for. Focus on all the small things that are going well in your life. Because you know what? That's what life is. I mean, we can evoke those emotions and thoughts anytime. Anytime. And so focus on that. And then pick a practice. Now, obviously, I talk about mindfulness all the time. It could be formal or it could be an informal practice. Okay? Not everyone wants to sit there and watch their emotions, watch their thoughts go by. That's fine. Pick one thing for this week. This is going to be your one thing, because what are we going to do? We're focusing on micro progressions, right? Micro progression. Do something small, do something deliberate. Okay? Pick one thing, do it in the morning. Honestly, like for me, it's coffee. It's coffee. Be present with what you're doing. That's all. That's all I'm asking. 5 to 15 to 20 minutes. Pick an activity where you can just devote your full awareness and be present with it. Smell everything, experience everything. Again, we're trying to use the entire body, all your senses. Just get into the moment. If you're washing dishes, be with the washing of the dishes. Feel the water, hear the water. Try not to engage the mind. Just be with the experience. That's it. Focus on what you're actually doing. Pick one thing. It could be brushing your teeth. You're going to pick one thing for this week, and you're going to just give it your full attention, right? Now, if you want to do a little more formal practice, that's fine. I'm giving that option for those who want to do, who just are active, right? Exercise is another one. If you're running, if you're lifting, God, like if I have 300 to 400 pounds on my back, I'm not thinking about much else. I'm super grounded, I'm super present. I'm very much aware of everything that's going inside my body. So that's another great way. Use those practices to start to learn to train yourself to be more mindful and more aware and more present. Okay? Now, if you want to do something more formal, you want to sit for 5 to 15 minutes and just observe your thoughts. And every single time you notice yourself getting engaged with them, just pull back. Be like, okay, I'm noticing this. I'm experiencing this. Okay, I'm just gonna pull myself back a little bit and just keep watching it. Keep watching. Don't engage. Oh, I'm engaging? Okay, wow, I just caught myself engaging. Wow, well, that is a win. Okay? So I start doing that. Like for me, I'm kind of lucky. I have this, I consider it a lucky thing. Okay? I was born deaf in my right ear, and years back, I kind of lost a little bit of hearing in my left ear, and that left me with this chronic ringing in my left ear. But now, if it's super silent, all I need to do is sit down, bring my awareness to the ringing, and just keep my focus there. Keep my awareness there. Anytime my thoughts take me somewhere else, or I notice my thoughts taking me somewhere, just come back to the ringing, right? And so you can actually do that. So it's just an interesting thing. That's besides the point. What you guys, again, going back to the one thing that you're going to do, you're going to pick something, anything, and commit 5 to 20 minutes a day to just be with it. Be fully aware, be fully present, experience it. That's it. We gotta learn how to do that first. And then we're gonna learn all the other cool stuff, how to wire it in and everything else. All the positivity and all the goodness, right? But just know, you guys can create that positivity anytime. All you gotta do is first notice what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. And then you can shift into neutral and you can shift into positive. All right? So, with that, you guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Do well, be well, go in peace, and I love you. Much love. Peace.